Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the NoDQ live predictions for WWE Payback. Now, it feels like we just did predictions a week ago, and that's because, well, we did. Literally 1 week between pay-per-views. This is the first time WWE has done something like this in a very long time, since Tuesday in Texas back in 1991, which was right after the Survivor Series pay-per-view. We only have 4 matches officially on the card, but there are rumored matches. We'll go ahead and give our predictions for both the confirmed matches and the rumored matches. Everybody in the chat room, feel free to leave your predictions for each match. We'll put up some of the thoughts on the screen. Let me go ahead and get everybody's thoughts on this pay-per-view on a scale of 1 to 10, your excitement level. Coming off SummerSlam, how are you feeling about WWE right now in general? Big G, you're laughing, so I'm going to start with you. You're the big baller of NoDQ, so how are you feeling about Payback and the current state of WWE?
Well, Payback, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. We literally just got done watching SummerSlam, and now they are doing Payback a week later. And we thought they were going to do some kind of big angle at SummerSlam, and they did. Roman Reigns came back. We'll talk more about that later. As far as the state of the WWE goes, it is what it is. Simple as that.
All right. Well, as you all can see, we got the ladies of NoDQ back on here. I finally convinced my fiance to come on video with us. It's been a while. I had to get her bestie to join the festivities in order for this to happen. So here we go. Caitlin, how are you doing? I know it's been like 5 minutes since we've talked. So how are you doing wherever you're at that undisclosed location? How are you feeling about this pay-per-view?
I'm doing well, and so I was not super excited about this pay-per-view, but now that I went and predicted the matches, I guess I'm a little more excited than I was prior to, just because a couple of matches were difficult for me to predict, and that might be because I've not been paying as close attention lately, but also maybe because it's just an interesting setup. I'm not sure, but my number went up slightly, so we'll say maybe like a 4 out of 10. Excited.
Well, thank you for that, Bret Hart. All right, Mike Nixon, responding to him. We were supposed to do predictions on Saturday, but Virtue has been dealing with some food poisoning, and we decided to switch the videos around, and we're doing predictions now, which isn't really ideal because we don't know what matches are going to be added, although we do have an idea. We do know the main event, which is a triple threat involving the return of Roman Reigns. So, Aaron, has the return of Reigns made you any more interested in the current state of WWE? And does Roman Reigns coming back alone sell this pay-per-view for you?
Oh, I feel like I was the worst person to ask that question. No, it doesn't at all. Roman Reigns, sorry, does nothing for me at all. Literally, I did not pop at all when he came on screen. I was like, oh, Roman's back. Okay. And that was it. And then I kept waiting for something else to happen, and it didn't. I was like, okay, I guess that was our big surprise. So no, this match, I'm honestly kind of annoyed about this match. I don't hate Roman. Roman is Roman, and he doesn't really matter to me, unfortunately. So nope, Roman does not make me more excited. Sorry, guys.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the matches. We'll start with the confirmed matches, and then we'll go to the rumored matches. TJS sent in a $2 super chat, and he said, 2 pay-per-views in 1 week, you'll never see it coming. Well, we did see it coming because it was announced a couple of weeks ago. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We'll talk about the United States Championship match first. Apollo, fresh off of his victory at SummerSlam over MVP, he will be facing the CEO of the Hurt Business faction, Bobby Lashley. Apollo, he's been getting a bit of a push lately, but as he mentioned on Raw the other week, one loss, and he's pretty much back in catering. On the other hand, Bobby Lashley has been pretty hot in WWE. He's been protected in the booking. So I could see him potentially winning the United States Championship here. Big G, do you think it's time to go with a new champion? If not, how do you see this match going down? Your thoughts?
So we have Apollo. He's been champ for what, a month or two now?
Yeah,
Something
a couple
like
of months, I think.
Okay. I went with Apollo to retain at SummerSlam. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley to win the U.S. title, and either Cedric is going to come out and interfere somehow and finally say, screw it, I'm going to join the Hurt Business, or Bobby's going to win clean. So that's my pick, Bobby Lashley to win the U.S. title.
Well, there you go. And plus, with Keith Lee on Monday Night Raw, I could see Keith Lee potentially feuding with Lashley at some point for the championship, although it could be without the title on the line. Caitlin, what do you think is going to happen? Do you see a new champion?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lashley as well. Pretty much for the same reasons. Agree with Big G. And yeah, I think that it's going to change here.
Well, Dale Campbell also thinks that Bobby Lashley will win the match. Aaron, would you like to go against what everybody else said?
Unfortunately, I would not. I also think Lashley's going to win. I think they need to put the title on Lashley to start to give like the Hurt Business some sort of credibility as a team. So I think now is the time to put the belt on Lashley.
Well, hopefully for Apollo, he does pull off a victory. Otherwise, it's probably back to catering for him, unfortunately. Next up, we have the tag team titles on the line, which was brought up the other week when Stephanie McMahon announced that Bayley and Sasha Banks would be defending the titles. Now, we've seen the start of what appears to be a split between the two besties, Bayley and Sasha. They're facing a team that was just recently put together. Caitlin, I'll start with you on this one. Do you think we're going to see the champs lose the titles and further their dissension, or do you think they'll somehow squeak by with a victory? Do you see a brand new team winning the titles? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I do. Because I think they are going to kind of move forward with what happened at SummerSlam, and one of them will mess up this match and the other one will get angry at the partner. So that will kind of further what's been building with them for so long and maybe finally get the match between the two of them. So yeah, I think Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler will.
What was that?
Okay. Oh, I thought that was you, Big G.
I did too.
I thought he was
Do you want to
laughing
come
at
say
me.
hi? Do you want to say hi? No? Okay.
Oh, was that Tommy?
Yeah, you like ran.
He just like zoomed. I was like, wait, what?
I thought that was Big G. I totally spaced
Oh,
out
that was
there.
Big G's laugh, but
He was
I didn't
laughing
see
because he saw
Thomas
Thomas
do the
go
run.
running around.
Well, anyway,
Weirdo.
I think the titles are going to change here.
All right, and TJS sent in a $2 super chat, says FMK Women's Tag Team Title Match, Bayley F and M for me. We're not playing FMK here, TJS. We're taking this seriously. We're professionals. So, Aaron, your thoughts on this match? Now, if Shayna and Nia win the tag team titles, who would they even face? I mean, what do you do with the tag team titles? And also, who would Asuka face? Because potentially
Right.
two of Asuka's next contenders would be locked into the tag team title picture, although you could somehow
But
make
that
a storyline out of that.
hasn't stopped them lately. Because, I mean, Bayley and Sasha are both champs, and they
Yep.
also were Raw and SmackDown Women champions. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At this point, they have there's basically like, it doesn't matter who has the title. You can have every title because they're not building really new women's stars. So hopefully they'll start. But I agree with Caitlin. I think Baszler and Jax are going to win. I think they are like a weird tag team, very thrown together. Like, let's just take the two mega heels and put them together against another heel tag team. So I don't know. But I think we need to see Sasha no belt. so we can continue on with this feud and get the feud that we're
Yeah.
all really waiting for, which is Sasha versus Bayley.
Big G, do you
Need-
agree or
need-
disagree with the ladies?
need
of
I say
NoDQ?
more?
Shayna!
Need I say more? I think I'm gonna go with Shayna and Nia to win the titles.
Well, I
That's all I need
cannot
to
say
say.
I'm surprised that Shayna's number one fan, Big G, goes with the new champions at Payback. And yeah, they're basically like an odd couple tag team. So yeah, I could see this happening, just like when Sheamus and Cesaro were put together. They're basically just the two polar opposites working together, and it's going to be that storyline again. And I suppose we could always see them fighting over each other as to who faces Asuka next, and they make a storyline out of that. So yeah, I'm going to agree with everybody that we're going to have new tag team champions, and maybe we finally get Bayley and Sasha Banks one-on-one at the Night of Champions or Clash of Champions, whatever the hell it's called, pay-per-view coming up later in September. And then they could potentially do a rematch at Hell in a Cell. Sasha and Bayley Hell in a Cell. That would be pretty good.
Do we have any idea when Charlotte's coming back?
Not
Because she could be potential for Asuka if
Very true. That's a
She's-
solid point there. I suspect she'll be back relatively
sooner than later.
Yeah, you're right about that. She could be a contender when she comes back. So yeah, all the more reason why we're going to have new tag team champions. Because who else? Iconics?
Yeah, who else?
Ruby
right
Riott and
now?
Liv Morgan, they haven't done jack. I think Shayna
Yeah.
Baszler and Nia would at least be a credible team, even though they're thrown together. At least people take them seriously as real contenders.
And it's a good way to build
Yeah.
them both up for then when they do eventually split up as like,
Especially
singles
Nia.
competitors. So
All right, I think we're all agreeing on everything so far. Let's see if that trend continues. Next up, we have the singles match that was put together on Monday Night Raw. We have Randy Orton going one-on-one with Keith Lee, who just made his main roster debut this past Monday on Raw with new music, which sucks, but it is what it is. WWE doesn't want to pay royalties because of the whole CFO's fiasco. And Keith Lee has new generic rock music that literally anybody on the roster could have. And he has new attire. He has his basketball shorts. So, Aaron, I'll start with you on this one. This is Keith Lee's first pay-per-view match on the main roster. But Randy Orton's red hot, coming off of his recent matches and beating down Drew McIntyre on Raw, giving him 3 punts. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this match because I feel like maybe it's not a right time for either of them to be losing.
yeah.
So what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I thought this one was really, really hard because you don't really want either of them to look bad. Like this is Keith Lee's like first match, so you really don't want him to lose because that just sets a bad precedent for him right away. But Orton has been doing like some of the greatest work on Raw right now as a heel, so do you really want him to lose either? So I don't know if there's going to be some sort of interference and maybe we don't actually get a winner, but I went with Keith Lee just because it is his first match, and I just like they need to build new stars, and having Orton win just does not do that. So Keith Lee is definitely going to be my pick, although it was hard.
Well, Nick Glavin thinks that Lee will win because of Drew McIntyre interference, which is quite possible. And this could be one of those matches where there's some kind of interference, some kind of shenanigans. Josh Mansfield sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you, Josh. He says, DQ finish, Claymore out of nowhere leads to a 3-way. Caitlin, what do you think about this match? And do you think that Keith Lee could potentially be able to handle a second loss to Randy Orton, or do you think they'll do some kind of weird finish so neither guy looks weak in defeat? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think that's very possible to protect both people, but ultimately I think Keith Lee is going to win.
Hey, Tommy.
There he goes again.
You can't hear it. He's building Minecraft characters.
Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going with Keith Lee. And hello to Josh Mansfield. Just saying. He's my buddy. Big G.
Yeah, I think Keith Lee's going to win by DQ. I'm just going to get my prediction out of the way. I think Drew McIntyre will show up, or Randy Orton will get frustrated and there'll be a DQ. But yeah, I think Keith Lee will win one way or another. Maybe he beats Randy Orton, but that would be weird for Orton to lose 2 pay-per-views in a row. But Big G, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Keith Lee to win clean.
Ooh, all right.
They had him. He lost by disqualification on Monday, so I don't think they're gonna do it twice in a week. I mean, that is WWE, so they could. But I'm gonna go with Keith Lee to win.
Now, Big G, do you forfeit your point if it's not clean?
We'll just wait, buddy.
And he wins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Tommy.
I just want them to know my name.
They said, hi, Tommy. They know your name. He just wants you guys to know his name. This is Thomas. Sorry, Big G.
Hi, Tommy. What's up, buddy?
Okay, go play. He's a weirdo. Sorry.
But yeah, Big
Big.
G. Keith Lee is my pick to win.
Did we all agree on Keith Lee to win?
Yeah,
We did. We're not being very different
I
here.
think. You know what? I think this is gonna be a very, very predictable pay-per-view.
Well, maybe we'll get a surprise.
Which is
See.
funny because we had a hard time with it.
Yeah, me and Caitlin were like talking. I'm like, I don't know what to pick.
More so for the unconfirmed matches. though.
True. Although
Yeah.
I was torn between Keith Lee and Orton, so.
Yeah, that one for sure.
Well, Caitlin's towards the top of the no DQ predictions lead. I fell back a bit because of NXT. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, NXT threw me off that night.
Yeah, it did. But Caitlin's right up there. I think Sun Goshiku and Kayfabe Candy Ass are still at the top. So we'll see if something can change with the Payback pay-per-view. I think it's unlikely for this one. I feel like everyone's going to have similar predictions. But let's talk about the main event, which I'm guessing will be the main event because it has the guy in it. We got a triple threat match. We got The Fiend, the new WWE champion, defending against the big dog, Roman Reigns, who just made his return at SummerSlam, and Braun Strowman, the monster among men. Big G. We saw the big dog return. Aaron is not all that sold on Roman Reigns being back. Are you a little bit more excited? You better say the right answer here because Virtue is going to listen to this at some point.
Okay, I didn't jump out of my seat. I pretty much when I saw it happen, I said, "Oh shit, Roman's back." And then after that, I'm sorry, I got distracted by those whitened teeth of his. That's all I could see was his teeth. That's all I saw.
Did you see what
Anyway.
Orton posted? Did you see the?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so
Oh my
funny. Comparing to
But,
a horse's mouth.
So it's a triple threat match. We all knew this was coming. I'm going to go with Roman
go play,
to
go play.
win, and just to make it safe, they're gonna have him pin Strowman and keep the Fiend, protected. That way, later down the road, we can have either at Clash of Champions or Hell in a Cell, we'll have the Fiend versus the big dog.
All right, Caitlin, do you think it's too soon for Roman Reigns to get the title back? I mean, I feel like if he wins the title, there's going to be backlash. People are going to be unhappy. I think it's better for him to chase the title, but what do you think?
WWE for you.
Yeah, too soon for sure, especially with, the Fiend just getting it back and everything. So they cannot do that, in my opinion. I agree that Strowman will take the fall. So yeah, the Fiend retains. But
All right.
Roman will probably get quite a good showing, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Josh Mansfield sent in a $2 super chat, says Reigns will pin Braun Strowman and the Fiend will still look strong. And TJS sent in a $2 super chat, says main event could be match of the year. Fiend will pin Big Strowman. Aaron, what do you think is going to happen? And what about Retribution? Do you think maybe they show up and crash the match? That's a possibility, I guess.
Maybe, since we didn't see them at all on SummerSlam. But I actually think Reigns is going to win. I think he came back and he looked really strong. And the thing is, they had already built him up so much. And he was about ready to beat Goldberg to win and be I don't even know what title it is anymore. They keep switching it. Is it the WWE Universal? I don't even know. Universal. Okay, sorry, Thomas was talking to me about a pickaxe. So I think because they had already built him up so much and then he just left so abruptly, like I think he's just going to come in and claim what he was going to have anyways at WrestleMania. And I think Strowman will take the pin. I think that's the only reason Strowman is in this match right now, is to take the pin. So hopefully the Fiend will look strong. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm always like pessimistic about Roman Reigns, but I really just don't want that to happen because it just sucks so bad for Wyatt, because he should have never lost that title in the first place. And now here he is, he just got it back, and he's already in the position to lose it to who was originally going to win it a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I do think we are going to have the Fiend retain the title because he just won it at SummerSlam. And I think WWE is smart enough to know it's too soon to put the title back on Reigns. Like everybody said, Strowman basically in this match to take the fall. I think Roman will hit the spear and the Fiend will steal the pin, and that will justify Roman getting another championship opportunity at the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. Is it Clash or Night? I still don't even remember.
I think it's Clash.
Yeah,
Clash.
I do think it's Clash of
I
Champions.
can just imagine that phone call with Vince and Roman. Reigns saying, I'll only come back if I win the Universal title. Vince is like, yeah.
Done.
Yep, done.
Check.
I do not think we're going to see Retribution show up. I mean, they could, but I think they'll maybe appear after the match. I don't think they'll just crash the match. They could. And I think it's even less likely that Roman is the leader. I think people are just trying to get their hopes up that Roman Reigns is going heel, and people were thinking maybe it was a heel turn at SummerSlam, but I just think they're trying to give Reigns more of an edge and tried to make him more appealing to that young adult audience. Yeah, so-called edge. Anyways, we do have a few rumored matches for this show, and we'll do quick picks for it since they're unconfirmed matches. The first one is probably the most likely because it's been built up on TV for a while, for several weeks. It's Matt Riddle versus King Corbin. So, Caitlin, I'll start with you. Matt Riddle is on the rise. King Corbin is just kind of there. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think Riddle will continue his momentum, or do you think Corbin will squeak by with a victory?
Riddle will win here. I think they got to keep him going.
Keep his streak going good. Keep him burning. Keep Matt Riddle on fire. I agree. Matt Riddle will win this one. Aaron, what do you think?
I agree. I picked Riddle too. Again,
what does Tommy
you just
think?
got to start building the. Thomas, who do you pick? Do you pick Matt Riddle or Baron Corbin? He says he doesn't know. Do you want to sit with me? Okay. We're getting a visitor.
Alrighty. So you went with Riddle too?
Yes, I went with Riddle.
All right, Big G, you want to agree or disagree?
No, I'm gonna agree. Matt Riddle needs this win. He just got to Smackdown 2 months ago, and he really hasn't done anything since besides feuding with Corbin. So I think he needs this win more than Corbin does at this time.
Well, you can hear.
Yeah, I think Riddle will win this one. I mean, if Elias can beat King Corbin, I think Matt Riddle, who's got a lot more momentum than Elias did 6 months ago, I think it's going to be a pretty clear victory for the bro. All right, and another match is for the Intercontinental Championship. On SmackDown last week, we saw Jeff Hardy win the championship in controversial fashion when his knee brace collided with AJ's head, and AJ used that as his excuse as to why he lost. I suspect we'll get the rematch at the pay-per-view. So, Big G, do you think that AJ will win the title back if they do this match, or what do you think is going to happen?
I think Jeff Hardy's going to retain the IC title. Honestly, AJ doesn't need a title on him. He's already great as it is. I think Jeff needs it more just because of the whole storyline he's doing, this whole retribution, getting back into the good grace of things with everybody. So I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy to retain.
All right, Aaron.
I agree with Big G. There's no reason to flip-flop the title right now. AJ doesn't need a title, just like he said. Jeff definitely needs it more.
What do you think, Caitlin? You agree?
Agree.
I agree too. So
Quick pick. Agree.
it's unanimous. We all agree that if they do
It's
this
unanimous.
match, Jeff Hardy will win. And
Do
then
you think Sami Zayn would come back anytime soon?
he might if Roman's coming back. Maybe
Roman's
Sami comes
back.
back. Yeah, certainly
Okay.
a possibility. And then we saw this angle on Raw where Aleister Black turned heel on Kevin Owens. I could see them doing a match between these guys at SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, Payback. Caitlin, if this match happens, who do you think wins?
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. Big G?
Man, I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Interesting. See, I think because it's Aleister's first match after turning, like he's got to win this one. Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. I also picked Black. Like, KO's not really doing anything anyways right now, so does he really need to win?
Very much so.
But Black needs it.
Yeah.
All right, and the last match we'll talk about is another match for SmackDown, Big E and Sheamus. Big E beat Sheamus on SmackDown, but it was with a roll-up with all these people around ringside. I could see them doing this rematch, and if it happens, I think it'll be like the 50-50 booking where Sheamus will get the win over Big E. Aaron, what do you think?
I think Big E is going to win. I think now's the perfect time since everybody is hurt. Push Big E. Let's let him win again.
All right, Caitlin?
I agree. Big E.
And Big G, are you going with Big E?
Yep, going Big E all the way.
All right, so I'm the only different opinion on that one. We had a few different opinions.
Couple
The
different
last
ones.
two.
And those matches might not even happen.
I picked Roman, so that was different.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
true.
That's very true.
All right, so that's our thoughts on Payback. Pretty short predictions video, but then again, wasn't a whole lot to talk about with a pay-per-view card thrown together so quickly. The chat room seems to think Big E is the winner for this, so I'm hoping that I'll be the right one here and everybody else picks Big E and I can get that extra point to get back in the NoDQ Predictions League. And Ratnick is saying the real prediction is, what controversial image will we see in the Thunderdome? I'm picking a Trump picture. Hey, I got an idea here. Noah Foster, for a bonus point, everybody predicts something different that we haven't seen yet at Payback. So you could say, like, I'm going to pick Luigi. We're going to see Luigi at Payback. You guys could pick anything.
Okay.
Some kind of character.
I think we see Iron Man.
Iron
Have you
Man.
seen Iron Man yet? I can see Iron Man.
All right, Big G.
I'm gonna go with Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Okay, good one.
Okay.
Caitlin?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we put Lord there.
Yeah, maybe let me
Yeah,
picture
okay,
Jesus.
all right. Jesus.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's a good one. All right, so that'll be the bonus point for Payback. And everybody else in the NoDQ Predictions League, pick your character that makes an appearance. Oh, ooh, the Rhino said Carol Baskins.
Oh my
Yeah.
That bitch Carol Baskin. All right, so on that note, ooh, Michael Gonzalez said Jim Cornette, the Cornette face. I like it. I would laugh at that if we got to see Jim Cornette's Botchamania face on the big screen. Anyways, we'll go ahead and do our plugs. Aaron, we'll start with you.
You can find me at nodq./Aaron. That's my Twitter. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Caitlin?
That's all I got.
Same thing, nodq.com/Caitlin. Will take you to my Twitter, and I think my Twitter handle is on the screen. I was informed, so there you go.
Yes. When is it going to be changed to Mrs. Rift? Just wondering.
Oh, no pressure.
My Twitter handle?
Yeah.
No pressure.
Probably not the Twitter handle, but
Dun dun dun.
that my actual name will be.
Well, at the rate we're going due to COVID, Big G might be getting married first, but we'll see.
Most likely is.
Big G's already got his wedding planned out and everything, and
Yeah.
we're all crossing our fingers that come April there'll be a vaccine and we'll all be able to go to the damn wedding. But yeah, you'll probably beat us, Big G, but never say never, right?
Never say never, yeah.
And Josh Mansfield sent in a $2 super chat. He says, just another quick super chat for Caitlin.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. All right, Big G, go ahead and give us your plugs.
NoDQ.com/BigBallG takes you to my Twitter page. NoDQ_BigBallG1988 on Instagram. Jeff Hiltz on Facebook. NoDQ.com/merch for the latest merch. Jeff Meacham has shirts on his Teesprings, and so does the Greg Cherry brand. Go check
What
everything
about
out.
your TikTok, Big G?
Oh yeah. Come
I haven't done any
on.
videos lately. I got to go back and do some more videos. But that's it for me. Aaron, take us home, brother.
All right. Make sure you guys stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest news and rumors. And I'll be doing coverage again this weekend of Payback. And then the weekend after that, we got AEW's All Out pay-per-view. A lot of content, a lot of things going on in wrestling. It's going to be another busy couple of weeks here. So make sure you guys stay up to date with all the latest and subscribe. Tell a friend. Thank you to everybody being on tonight. Pleasure to have everyone on, and we will see you guys next time.